It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to live in a neighborhood like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be my neighbor? Today we are going to actually switch out the shocks for the aluminum big bore shocks, at least the two in the rear with the actual Traxxas 2662 all aluminum shocks. I didn't bother to get one with the springs because the VLX already comes with progressive rate shocks, and that'll work just fine with these all aluminum beauties right here. These shocks do come with standard 30 weight fluid, but I went ahead and got the Losi 50 weight, which I'm going to try in the front and the back. I'm going to go ahead and fill all four shocks with the 50 weight, but I'm going to keep the old shocks on for a video or two and see if I can feel any difference in how they ride and play and jump and everything between the aluminum shocks and the standard shocks that come with the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL. So we'll see you back in a minute. I hope you enjoy the show. Okay, so here we are. We're going to take the two rear wheels off so we can see a little better to get these shocks swapped out for the new Traxxas ones. And we'll get these opened up and filled up with oil and switched on there. All right, now we have access here to the shock risers here. Shock itself to kind of hold it where I want it, above the bottom here, so it's easier to get to. Before you take it all the way off, it may behoove you to take a look and count which hole it's in so you make sure it goes back in the same hole. Alright, so something I want to go over, and what I learned from this experience is, number one, don't use spacers to adjust your stock stiffness. Use the right weight of oil, 50, 60, maybe even 70 weight, if you want stiffer shocks for jumps. Using spacers is to adjust ride height, similarly like the different holes in your A-frames here, to adjust exactly where you want it to be. So that's the lesson I learned in this experiment, and that's why I have to buy new shocks. So let's check out what these all aluminum big bore shocks are all about. kind of like the packaging, looks pretty cool. Oh look, now I have a bullet hole on my screws. Isn't that thoughtful of them? So they give you a bottle of oil with this filling nozzle. The oil, which I believe is a 30 weight. I'm going to be using this Losi 50 weight. And here we have the shocks. So I don't believe these come with oil. That's why it comes with the oil here, but in the shock. But I'm going to be refilling them with this 50 weight. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look if anything else comes in the box. Oh, spacers, what do you know? And that's about it. We get some extra spacers. And we're going to be using the right oil this time to get a stiffer ride for the jumps. And then we're going to go back to the skate park and try that again. Let's open this here. The Losi 50 weight oil. TLR 7403. Silicone shock oil, 50 weight. There we go, 50 weight. So I'm going to use, maybe let's get this out of frame for a minute. And we're going to use the tire here to set up these shocks. See if I can set them in the tire. And we're going to want to fill them with oil. Sometimes bubbles get in there. If there are bubbles in there, then we're going to need to let them sit and let the bubbles slowly rise to the top.
Somebody's getting it, somebody's getting my love. Somebody's getting it, somebody. What I see, somebody's getting my action, someone other than me. Yeah, 'cause when I kiss you, it just ain't the same.
Now we're going to take a quick break and let any bubbles. I can see right there that there are some bubbles coming out of this one right here. So for now, we'll take a break and we'll let all those bubbles come up like a bubbling crude, and we'll be right back. So a few minutes went by through the power of movie magic, and it looks like they've stopped bubbling. So before I do those, I wanted to mention where I got all these parts. My local hobby store is called Remote Control Hobbies in Portland. Remote Control Hobbies, that's my local hobby store. That's where I got the shocks and the oil. So let's get these caps screwed on here. Now I believe we are supposed to compress the shock and then put the cap on, and that's certainly a lot easier to do without the spring. Tight, not too tight to mess up the diaphragm.
That's what she said.
Most likely. Now let's do this other one. Oh, by the way, I'll put a link in the description box for Remote Control Hobbies if you'd like to check them out. I believe they have more than one store, but I'm not sure how far they go. So I like to start the cap a little bit, compress it, and then finish it off. there we have it. There's one. There we go. Got both shocks filled with 50 weight oil and completely assembled. Hopefully everything's working properly there. I don't hear any squeaking like it did before. Everything looks good. So we have both shocks ready to go here, and we're going to put them on now. All right, that looks good. So those are done. Nice and slow recovery with those progressive shocks and the 50 weight Losi 50 weight oil. This is going to be beautiful. So the next step is I would like to fill the back shocks with that same 50 weight oil. So we're going to have to take those off. Caps off. So these are the original ones. These are all plastic, those are all aluminum. I'm going to try just for my own interest and my own education and see how the ride is. I'm going to leave the aluminums, or I'm going to leave the plastic in the front. I'm going to put the aluminums in the back, but I'm going to put I'm going to fill all of them with the 50 weight oil. So see if I notice any difference between the plastic and the aluminum while they're all on the car at the same time. And then eventually, in a video or two, I'll go ahead and get the aluminum ones for the front as well. Those are full of oil. So this one actually isn't bad. So that one didn't break off too bad. That one is pretty much empty. So this one was another one that popped all the way off. there we have it. They are both done, filled with oil. They both sound pretty good. No leaks. So they are all ready to be reinstalled on the Rustler.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Rockin' all week with you. This day's ours to be mine. This day's ours. Please be mine. This day's ours to be sunshine, though I rain. She's wearing my school ring on her chain. She's my steady, I'm her man. I'm gonna love her all I can. This day's ours to be mine. This day's ours, please be mine. This day's ours to be mine. This day's ours.
Well, I think that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you'll be notified of the next video. We have 2 videos coming up. Obviously, the redo of the Rustler at the skate park. And then we're going to smash our Halloween pumpkin. So we'll get to see how the new shocks hold up to that wonderful, disgusting, moldy punishment. So thanks again for watching. Have a good one, and later on.